what's fun about Houseplant Appreciation Day. We've actually fail-proofed this segment because we have Kevin Accounts of Earthworks with us right now to talk about all of the ways you can keep your houseplant alive. And then, should we give up on ourselves, we have a little craft afterwards where we're making fake houseplants. First, let's start with you, Kev. Hi. I'm not sure. Can she hear us okay?
I think she could hear us, but we can't hear her.
No, we can't. Why don't we, should we do our craft and then come back, I'm wondering?
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so that was in the business, you call that a tease. So that's coming up on some great plants. But one of the things that we wanted to introduce to you is a craft that you could do where you're making plants, but what's the best thing about these plants?
Okay, so here's the great thing about these plants. You cannot kill these plants, no matter what you do. So producer Kendra went out and got, I don't think it's that she doesn't have faith in us to actually plant plants, but I think what it is she just saw these really cute things and we just kind of squeezed it in. So we're making...
But she is pretty accurate, because when we were talking to Kev this morning, what were we talking about?
How we both have plants that we've killed.
Yes, so, and that's another segment coming up.
For next week. But right now what we're using is, this is modeling clay. You can get this pretty much everywhere. And obviously, we know that you can get these little pots everywhere, and then these styrofoam balls that are gonna go in there. And we're just gonna use some little picks here. And what we're making, now this is the thing that's fun about it. We're actually making a plant that's pretty easy to grow anyway, which is a little cactus. Do you have a plan for yours? Or?
I do. So this right here is going to be the base, obviously, and then we're going to have these sticks that we put in there. So I'm going to make my dirt foundation there. This is a little tough, though, actually, to mold. It's a little firm. Hands are getting a workout here.
But this is a great stress reliever, too. I highly recommend this. Oh, look, I've got the over-the-shoulder shot here to show them.
All right.
So we're going to have to do that. Okay, so you're starting yours. I'm going to do mine this way. I'm going to go ahead and just mold it while it's in the pot, see? So, but you can kind of get a vibe here of what's going to happen. And I know we have Kevin standing by now, and I believe we've got our microphone working. So why don't we work on these a little bit while we ask her some really important questions, like, for example, hello, Kev, how are you?
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
We do
perfectly
hear you now, and our apologies on that. So
no worries. We
want to start out, first of all, by asking you about plants that are easy. So let's just say you have tried and failed, or maybe you've never even tried to have a house plant. Are there certain varieties that maybe you want to kind of go in the direction of?
Yeah, so today I did bring some of our easiest plants only because, you know, everybody has to start from somewhere. And, you know, I've picked out some things early on when I started learning about plants that I discovered that were very easy. So this plant right here, and this is a Severia plant, mother-in-law's tongue, father-in-law's tongue, snake plants. There's all kind of names for it, but both of these are very easy. You can grow these in almost a closet. No light, neglect, and they're gonna do just fine. Don't forget to water, because they still do like water, but they just don't require as much water as some of these other plants that you would have in your house. But these are the best. If you are just starting out, if you have a brown thumb and want to start to have a green thumb, these are going to be your best friends.
I like how you mentioned that, with those plants, you could grow them in a closet, because obviously that is pretty much foolproof when it comes to that.
Yes,
is there a place in the house that's easier to grow a plant on average that you recommend?
I've noticed going to a lot of my friends' houses, the kitchen or the dining room, living room, anything with lots of windows, you do want to give your houseplants some natural light. Like anything, these guys aren't, they're meant to grow outside, and we're manipulating them by being inside. So you want to give them some natural light. If you don't have any natural light, get a grow light, or, give them the best light that you can give them in your house.
How do you know, Kev, when it's time to replant something outside? I mean, is a plant like that something that you can always have, or is there a time when you look at it and you say, okay, I'm gonna have to maybe take a clipping off of this and start fresh?
Yeah, so some plants are very dramatic.
It's a nice way to put it.
Yes, their roots will start to grow outside of the pot or out the bottom of the pot if you have it in one of these. But you can definitely tell, like this guy, he kind of grows all these different stalks Same with this one. So once he just starts growing all these stalks in the pot, you can kind of tell he's getting squeezed. So that's when you're gonna wanna upgrade and transplant it into a new pot. This one's cool because you can actually break this one apart. So this is technically 3 plants in one. So if I wanted to replant this and make it smaller or add it into another pot somewhere else in the house with the same plant, I can break this apart and put it into another pot.
Now, behind you, and I can see it from here, it says cactus. Now, is that food that you would give to, like, I know that there are some plants that you should feed, but I always kind of thought like a cactus, you would just kind of let it go.
Yeah, so with any plant, you definitely want to remember to feed it. They love extra nutrients, as well as cactuses. You'd be very surprised, but a lot of people do forget to feed their cactuses. And that's what this is. This is easy. It's a liquid form. You would mix it in with your water. And then once you start to water your plants that week, you can water your cactuses with the fertilizer. And something like these 2 plants these are considered succulents, cactus type plants. So I would feed these 2 plants with my cactus fertilizer.
And Kev, what are some signs that you're looking for that you would make the observation that, you know what, my plant needs nutrition, not just water or light at this point in time?
A lot of times they turn like a bright yellow color. Once you start to see your plant turning like a really light yellow, that's when you can say, okay, I think my plant needs a little nutrients. There's a difference because there's overwatering and underwatering. A lot of times that starts off yellow and turns to a brown color. So those can be kind of hard to distinguish, but the first thing you want to do is try feeding your plant, see what that does, see if it puts out any new leaves, and then you kind of go from there to see if you're overwatering or underwatering.
Here's something kind of funny. I was about to add this bright yellow piece to my plant that I'm making, and I know you can't see it. But then you said that would be a sign of too much water, and I thought, well, maybe I just won't add that. I don't want my plant to look sick.
Yeah.
But these kinds of signs, we did suggest that we could have you back next week, and we could really play by play the different symptoms that you might notice with your house plants, because this is houseplant appreciation time, and you say people are craving houseplants more than ever before.
Oh my gosh, Pinterest has done a number on people and the houseplants and the decorations and everything, and it is really hot right now with the houseplants and all kind of different exotic. We get people that come in looking for all these exotic houseplants, and yeah, it is very in right now.
Well, Earthworks is a beautiful place to go visit, and you'll see a lot of gorgeous landscaping and plants, but you'll also be able to ask questions of their expert staff. So Earthworks Jacks for more information. And Kev, we're going to hold you to that to come back and give us some tutorials. Okay?
We have sick plants. We're bringing them in. We're putting you to the test.
All right, I'll help you guys out.
Okay, thanks. Speaking of sick plants, back here in the studio, mine's not looking so hot, but I think given more time, yours is great.
It's not bad. I'm not going to.
Wow.
So can we get a close-up on mine? Not this Eden shot over here.
No, this is really bad. Actually, put it next to mine so you can see how it's been dwarfed next to it. Can we get that close? Aw, they're friends though. That's fun.
I was trying to think of what's the plants in Meet the Parents that he gets.
Oh.
Like a Jerusalem Popuzia or something like that.
No, I was
you know talking about? And it's just an empty pot.
Seymour too from Little Shop of Horrors.
He's like, it takes 18 months to grow. And he's like, I look forward to that in 18 months.
We'll be right back.